Powell touches a Tory instinct which is stronger than the bonds of party loyalty. Though the local constituency parties boycott this meeting, 1,000 people rally to Powell as he attacks those of their leaders who warn that to leave the market is to hand the country over to communism.
The appeal now is quite plain. These people say to their hearers, you can no longer rely upon yourselves, on the British electorate to reject the politics which you abhor. Your only safety, they now say to the British electorate, is that these matters be taken out of the hands of the British nation and entrusted to people who are wiser than the British and who, incidentally, are more dedicated to capitalism. It is horrifying that this appeal is being so greedily absorbed and disseminated by large sections of the public. If the word fascist had not been so abused, I would be tempted to define that as a species of fascism. Don't imagine, because you haven't heard of EEC legislation, that there isn't any. Don't imagine that the Commission and the Council of Ministers haven't been taking decisions. Oh, yes, they've been arriving in a mounting pile at Westminster. But, would you believe it? They're not put before the House of Commons. Oh, no, we're not allowed even at 1 o'clock in the morning to have a debate nowadays on one of these. They're all waiting until after. There's a... No, I must say I should have thought that if those who commend the market believed in their case, they'd say, well, look at these splendid things, look at that, look at the other thing. Why, they'd be absolutely deluging us with the decisions of the community and the legislation of the common market. But curious enough, not. It was we who at the 1970 election said this ought to be an issue at the election. It was we who protested against parties going to the electorate in 1970, saying, keep the common market out of it. Oh, how I remember. Platform after platform on which I stood with candidates. The candidate briefed me before he went on the platform. He said, you can give your own opinion about the common market, but, says he, I'm keeping out of this. I don't want that raised so far as I'm concerned. I'm telling them I've got an open mind. 1970. 1974, 2 out of the 3 parties said, it's a closed issue, the election's not about that. But the electorate succeeded in having the question somehow submitted to them. It cannot be kept from them. It could not be kept from them. It cannot be kept from them. And that is why we who have faith in Britain's future as a parliamentary self-governing nation have faith in the judgment and in the voice of the British people.